What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Marcia Parker.
And we are here to continue our Halloween series review. Marcia and I picking up all the slack here, doing all the movie watches. Did you get on all of them, though, or did you miss one?
I missed 3.
Ah, okay.
I wasn't here for 3,
but you were here for the Rob Zombie ones, too, right?
Ew. Yeah. I watched all the ones that mattered.
Oh, you're going to get some people pissed at you for that?
I never watched 3, actually. I still haven't watched it.
You've still never seen it?
No.
Do you not have it, or do you need to borrow it?
No, remember, I couldn't get it. I was trying to, I couldn't get it on anything. Nobody has it.
All right, well, here, borrow that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to finally watch it.
I mean, you should. It's a very Halloween movie. It's just not Michael Myers Halloween.
Right.
I'd be interested to hear your opinion, Marcia's thoughts. But anyway, guys, we are here to talk about Halloween H2O, which is technically Halloween's 7? Yeah, 7. This one basically ignores, 3 also, but ignores 4 through 6 and picks up, where Michael has just been missing for 20 years since his attack in Haddonfield on Halloween of 1978, when he killed, the teenagers and 3 nurses and a paramedic, I think they said.
Correct.
So basically, we are now 20 years later, and the movie actually starts off not in Haddonfield, but in Langdon, Illinois.
I love the beginning of this movie.
The beginning of this movie. Honestly,
so great.
Well, we'll go through the story, everything, but let's do our overall thoughts first. So I'll tell you my overall thoughts on, actually, ladies first, Marcia. You give your overall thoughts first.
Well, I love this movie. I've always loved this movie.
All the way through?
I love the whole thing. Okay. I do, because there's... Yeah, it's a little wonky at the end, sure, but at the same time, I still get really revved up when Jamie Lee fights back. She faces her monster, and they made that whole reference in there about Frankenstein's monster and stuff like that. So, I do appreciate this movie a lot. It also came out in the 90s, so it is very 90s and has some very 90s stars in there. But I loved it. I loved the kills. The mask was a little much, but it was still enough. And he was huge and strong. And I feel like after watching all the movies, we're finally getting a little bit more of the gore from Michael, and starting in this one, than we did previously.
I think we are and we are not. Like, a lot of the gore I have an issue with in this one, because most of the gore felt very after the fact in this one. So my overall thoughts on this one were, I actually was really digging it when I started this movie again. I was like, man, I actually really like this one. They're doing a good job. I really loved the opening. I actually liked the setup with Jamie Lee Curtis and how her character is so traumatized, and her son, played by then first movie Josh Hartnett, who was 19 at the time, playing 17. And actually, because I have this right here, this complete series, I watched the documentary that they put together. They actually made it this year for that movie. So a lot of the actors came back and are talking about a movie they made 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
That I just watched. So they have footage of both Jamie Lee Curtis now talking about it and clips of her getting interviewed about it 20 years ago.
Wow.
And Josh Hartnett comes back, like, now all like chiseled and like long hair, like fresh off of Penny Dreadful, getting interviewed, you know what I mean? So it was really interesting. So it's really crazy to see all of these people so young. I mean, Michelle Williams also, who was literally just in Venom. And we watched it. I didn't even realize it was her until after the fact. I was like, oh my God, it's the same girl I just watched in
like
H2O.
Straight off of Dawson's Creek, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I really liked how it started out. I liked the Michael Myers' menacingness, but honestly, as the movie went on, I started to like it less and less. I thought Michael was better than some Michaels, but he almost didn't act like Michael sometimes. He was a little almost too vicious and anxious sometimes, or not. I don't know, maybe not vicious is the way. He was too throwing the tables and stuff like that, and his whole drop down from the ceiling. I know that's like an iconic scene from that movie, but I think it's so silly, and the fact that they literally repeated it in Resurrection made me so angry. But nonetheless, the movie just kind of, it faltered in the back half. Like the way he executed people was just kind of lame, and we see the jump scare where he goes up against the one kid, the horny kid, and then we don't see what happens until after the fact. It's, and the kills are uninspired to me. Like, the one girl's death that everyone can point to that's the actual good, gory death, that one's okay. But all the rest are so kind of uninspired, except one aftermath when we see what happens to a very young Joseph Gordon-Levitt when he gets an ice skate to the face. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Because usually when I find, as I've been watching this series, I find myself underwhelmed whenever anyone finds a body because it's like such standard wounds. All he ever does is slit a throat or stab, and it's like, I got tired of that in Scream. I've gotten tired of that in this too. That's why in one of the reviews we talked about, I liked so much because most of his kills were not a kitchen knife. It was like stuff otherwise. So this one kind of went back to the basics, and it was just a little bit boring that way in the back half of the movie. Although I did enjoy the final sort of confrontation. I liked that, although she went in so cocky to go after him, and then she's very quickly reduced to being chased after again. So it felt a little off balance sometimes. Felt like they didn't quite know what they wanted to do to finish it out or whatever. So, and then I also saw how they arrived at the ending they arrived at. Like, they had to convince Mustafa Akkad to let them kill Michael because he refused to let it happen, and so they told him, no, okay, well, we'll make it so he's not really dead, it'll be this and this to excuse it in the later movie. But I think it shows that they had to hold back, unfortunately. But overall, it is one of my, I do like it more than a lot of the others. I think I would put it up there with definitely not as good as part 1. I think I might enjoy it overall more than 2 because I thought 2 was kind of boring, except for the kills. So I think I'd put it over 2, but yeah, I don't know. It's still just not that great. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into this story. I don't know. I'm rambling on there for a bit. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, the story of this one, obviously, Michael comes back after 20 years and terrorizes Jamie Lee Curtis, playing Laurie Strode, who has been in hiding, who is running a private school where her son goes, who doesn't go on a camping trip with the class, instead stays behind with 3 friends. Michael shows up and starts to stalk and kill them all.
Right.
That's the long and short of it. How did you think how did you enjoy how the story played out?
I liked it a lot. Again, like, when you start off with in Langdon, like you said, and you're introduced to Dr. Loomis's daughter.
No, that's not his daughter. That's his nurse. It's his nurse,
nurse,
Marion Chambers, who he's literally driving in the car with the very first time we see him in Halloween 1.
Right, okay. And she had all the files. She comes in and her house has been broken into, and she doesn't go in. She's like, I want to play it smart. She goes next door. She gets the 2 teenagers. One is
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
And he checks it out. He doesn't see anything. She goes in and
steals a couple beers.
Right,
he's young enough to have to steal beers.
He does steal the beers. She goes in, and because he said, "Oh, nothing was stolen, but your office was messed up," she realizes that
your kitchen too.
Yeah, because he messed up the kitchen.
Yeah.
So she goes into the office, and Laurie Strode's information file was stolen. And, like, she just sees an empty folder, and she's all like, oh shit. And she walks out and she sees her front door was open by itself. She thought about going through the front door, then she's like, fuck that, I know who that is, and she left. And I thought that was awesome that she went through the back door. She's all like, fuck this, we're not doing this, I'm not playing this game, I know who this is. And she leaves, and she goes next door to find Joseph killed with an ice skate in his face, and his friend was killed, and she dies horribly because of dumb cops. I thought that was a good kill.
Well, it's not dumb cops. They went to the right house.
They went to the right house, but they didn't hear her, like, screaming and breaking the window. Like, I feel like even though they're walking in the other house, they would hear the window break and her screaming. So. But that was a good kill, too. We got to see her die. That was fun. And then, obviously,
in a standard way.
You know, and he goes... And then they have, when he goes on a road trip to go find Laurie, and... he goes to the rest stop. What do you think about the rest stop scene with the little girl and stuff? Did you think that...
I thought it was a good tense scene, but I was bummed that nothing happened.
Like, what, you wanted him to kill the mom?
I didn't want him to kill the little girl, but yeah, the mom, sure, why not?
Well, He has a little bit. He was like, they were...
He has tendencies towards moms. He should have killed her.
He hasn't killed moms.
He killed his own. No.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm thinking. No, that's right. You're not. I'm mixing it up. He killed his sister.
Yeah.
So he would have killed the little girl before the mom, I guess.
Right. Yeah, but they weren't related.
Either way, it's
so
probably not
like,
a great thing.
So anyways, yeah. So he finds Lori and hiding, and we see LL Cool J. He's a security guard. I love LL Cool J's character. He's ridiculous.
He's a wannabe writer.
Wannabe writer. Has a obnoxious girlfriend on the phone all the time and trying, doing his best to keep his job, but with like these little rascals trying to leave all the time. I thought Jamie Lee Curtis did a great job as a like paranoid mother, traumatized, trying to protect her kid from Michael. She never kept any of it away from her son either. He was fully aware of what happened and why she's in hiding, why they are in hiding, and why it's so important that he just do what he's told on that day, because she never knows when he's just going to show up and try to kill everybody. So I thought that was portrayed really well. And I thought Josh Hartnett did a good job of being that angsty teenager who is just ready to do whatever he wants. He wants to go get, with his girlfriend and do things like teenagers do. So I thought they all did a good job. Overall, I guess I'm just deep diving into the whole story, but
no, I mean, yeah. Well, let me piggyback on that because you talked about the acting there for a few people. So I thought the acting was pretty good too. I love Jamie Curtis. I thought she did a good job. I actually like Jamie Lee Curtis's boyfriend in this. I thought he was a good sort of.
Is he from ER?
He might be. I don't know. I never watched it.
One of those shows.
Either way, he was actually pretty fun. Like I enjoyed him when he went to see the girls and. They're like, oh, we're just gonna stay here and do all kinds of illegal activity. What are you gonna do? He's like, oh, I'm gonna go. And he like lists something stupid to do too. So I liked his character. I thought Josh Hartnett was actually really good. I enjoyed him, but everyone else was just kind of placeholder.
Yeah, I think even Michelle's character. I mean, she was just kind of like the giddy girlfriend. She didn't really have a lot to play, which I think is kind of sad. And I mean, given the fact that this is a Halloween movie and this is like 1998 or no wait, is it 1998? No, yeah, it's 1998 when this one came out. Like, she didn't really have a lot of history on her resume, so they probably, I mean, what are they gonna do? She's not gonna have a lot of opportunity to shine. But yeah, she wasn't
not super great.
No.
LL Cool J I thought was okay, but it's funny, you could tell he was like, he's really trying, and when I watched the documentary after the movie, it was like his interview was from then, and he was like, yeah, I had a great time. He's like, I'm just really looking forward to starting my acting career and doing something different and stuff like that. I'm like, so he's just happy to be there.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't care for shit about the material. He just wants to be on camera and stuff. So
and he survived, which was amazing.
Same in Deep Blue Sea. That no one wanted to kill him in the 90s.
Yeah, which is good. Good for him.
Yeah. Well, he's a likable guy. That's nice. He's a likable character on film. So
he's a little goofy and he did always make the best decisions, but poor guy got shot just trying to walk down the hallway. That was messed up. And then
I like that. That's one of those good fake outs that movies do sometimes.
Yeah.
What did you think of Michael himself compared to other Michaels and stuff like that?
I mean, it's not going to compare to the first Michael, but I felt like in H2O you kind of got that humor back about Michael.
Really? Okay. Because he strung up the one girl and...
Yeah, and he was having fun. He was playing with his food a little bit and like just kind of popping up and messing with Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, I'm here. No, I'm not. I'm here. So she couldn't tell if she's like really seeing him or if she's losing her head. I thought that was fun. And the games he was playing with LL Cool J at the beginning with the
popping out of the window and stuff like that.
The truck and all of that was fun.
But in any other movie he would have just killed him right then and walked in.
That's true.
Like, I don't know why they decided not to, except just to save LL for later in the movie to do what he does. It's like, it's so weird how he's not like, that's what I'm saying. The Michael part of it is a bit inconsistent from past Michaels.
Right.
Like, just for convenience sake. So,
right.
That's a little weird.
Well, I mean, it is different from, it's going to be different from, 4, 5, and 6 because it is a different Michael. In 1 and 2, Michael's still trying to get his legs back, and I feel like he didn't just kill everybody right away in 1 and 2. I think he waited a little bit before he killed people. But I see where you're saying, like, he had plenty of opportunity to kill LL Cool J, and it didn't really make sense.
Well, and security guards are never anything he really saves. Like,
right.
He just kills them no matter what. So
because he doesn't want to get tipped off. He breaks off the phones and stuff, which is a tip off that he was there.
Yeah.
I mean, killing him wouldn't have tipped anybody off either, because nobody would have.
Right. Yeah, no one goes out there, you know.
I think you're right. I think it's just a story, you know.
It's story convenience.
Yeah.
But anyway, so obviously some of the story had some conveniences. The acting was overall, you know, serviceable in parts, but good in others, so that's nice. The gore, as Marcia, you liked it. I thought it was a little too much after the fact. Like, I liked the skate in the face. I liked
You wanted to see more.
I did. I wanted to see more. Like finding the friend and just having his throat slit when we already got one throat slicing at the beginning of the movie. I was like, it's not inspired to me.
Yeah.
And then God, I can't even remember how he dispatches. I know the girl is pretty elaborate. The blonde survives, right? Michelle Williams survives.
She does. She got stabbed, but she survives. And he. No, she doesn't get stabbed. Nothing happens to her.
No, nothing happens to her, I don't think.
Like, Josh Hartnett got stabbed in the leg.
Yeah, he got stabbed in the leg.
They almost got stabbed because he was fighting.
Man, the amount of times the mask changed in this movie was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a different mask all the time.
And I felt like they put, like, makeup on the mask to make, like...
One shot was a CG mask.
Oh, is that... Maybe that's what it was.
That was the shot. The one that looked almost blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a CG mask. It's the only time they ever did it in the movie.
Why?
I don't know.
Maybe they forgot to wear the mask that day. And
how would you forget that? Like, that's your shot of Michael Myers. Like, oh shit, he didn't have the mask on in editing. Like,
post.
Doesn't say much for that actor. Like, we didn't even notice you weren't blank faced. Like, sorry.
Yeah, that's weird. That is weird.
But anyway,
I don't know. I liked the standoff with him and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
I love the fighting, the back and forth, and her sticking up. Like, again, like I said, her facing her Frankenstein's monster and really going for it all the way up to the end when she decapitates him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm rewatching it. I see what you're saying with they were holding back, and like it just doesn't seem like it was maybe the original plan to kill off Michael. I know when I watched it the first time I watched it in the theaters, I was super excited because I was like, oh shoot, now what are they gonna do? They just chopped off his head, and then we don't find out till later that it wasn't Michael. But I thought that was interesting because you weren't expecting it when it first came out.
Right. So let's see. Music-wise, there was a lot of return of the Carpenter theme and stuff like that, which is nice. But sometimes it wasn't there at all. Like it was just some other music that was, I don't know, it just didn't do it as much for me at all. And again, in Resurrection, they do the same thing. They veer away from the main theme at times, and it's so weird. Like Michael only really works when that music is behind him, in my opinion, or at least doesn't work nearly as well. So. I don't know. Any thoughts on the music or the sound design?
No, not too much. I don't know. I was trying to pay attention to it, to be honest, and I was just really just watching the movie itself and not really listening to the music. Or you got a little bit of the breathing. I felt like we didn't get a lot of that, and we didn't get any POV shots either. No. Well, it might have been one, but I don't think so. No, I think you're right. I don't think we did. No. Yeah, that's odd too. So they went against the grain on a lot of things, but they went with the grain on some things. So I don't know. It's kind of a mixed bag for me. So I thought it was interesting that they chose to recognize 1 and 2. I know the new movie's coming out, and it's gonna even take it disregards 2, right? Yeah. So it's just going off of 1. I mean, it would have been interesting if they would have continued on the Thorn series or something, recognize people hated the Thorn, and even the filmmakers said the Thorn was garbage and they didn't know what to do with it. I just feel bad for Jamie. Well, she's dead. Oh, but they could just Jamie Lee Curtis? No. Oh, Jamie Lloyd? Yeah. She's dead. They killed her. I know, but they could have just been recognized that she was existed. Now she doesn't even exist. Danielle Harris, there was a big thing. Danielle Harris, who played Jamie in the originals, was upset that she didn't
get to reprise her role or do something in the new movie. Because she was in the Rob Zombie ones too.
Right.
So.
I'm sure that would be disappointing.
Well, anyway, guys, why don't you let us know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on Halloween H2O 20 years later.
And then we'll get to do the last one.
Yep, next up is Halloween Resurrection. Well, it's not the last one. It's the last one for us to record. We actually recorded our reviews, and we did a commentary for Rob Zombie. We did a commentary for 2, but we did reviews of 1 and 2 that have been up on Patreon for about a month and a half now. So you guys will see them before the new movie releases. We'll have all of our videos up. But yeah, this is the second to last one we're recording. Only is Resurrection's all that's left, which I'm pretty much ready to slit my own throat about.
Oh my god, Resurrection's so awesome!
Oh my god, you're ridiculous. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys. If you want to, click the link in the description box for our Patreon down below. You can support the channel and select movies for us to review. You can join us on live streams. We're going to be doing that perk now that we have our live streaming back. So lots of cool stuff on there. We greatly appreciate it, guys. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Marcia Parker.
And remember,
stay scared.